visit our Facebook page, you will see now tens of thousands of people around the world from all different walks of life and all different languages, all doing their part. They are doing their own investigations. They're learning how to use all of the NASA tools like SOHO and SDO and Stereo. They're learning how to use the weather models, and we are all now sharing information in that network. And that is something that the powers that be, you know, they want to stop that because it's critical. Because why? We are now allowing people and showing them to critically think. Take the time, examine it, take a look into it for yourself. Just don't take my word for it. Look into it yourself and make sense of it. If it doesn't make sense to you, hey, look into it further. But, you know, we really try to do things in layman's terms so everybody understands it. We're not out there trying to scare people to death, but people do have to know and understand. You know, I get a monthly report from a gentleman in San Francisco that takes air quality samples, and they are analyzed, and you're given a chemical compound. I just got one 15 minutes before we went on the air. And if you would really like to see what is in the air in San Francisco, well, it's in the air all over, you'd be shocked.
It's killing us.
It coincides with the suspected chemical compounds in chemtrails. I mean, if you'd like me to share the screen with you, I'll show you.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Help yourself.
Let me see if I remember how to do this with the...
right down at the bottom. There you go.
How do I get into that? Let me... Oh, there it is. I remember now. Now, follow. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yes, we can.
Well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if your viewers can see it.
Oh yeah, we all can see it.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, there's a little delay. That is from the monthly report, January 23rd, 2018. This is, you know, coming from.
By the way, you cannot get, if you go into your doctor and ask them to do a blood analysis of the metals in your blood, they won't do it.
Yeah, I had it done once back in 2010, and the results, I begged my doctor to do it, and you are correct, and the results were staggering.
Mm-hmm.
But as you can see here, this is coming from San Francisco. This was an air quality.
The iron. Why is the iron so high?
Well, you know, if you think about what is in our inner solar
Probably in chemtrails.
Well, I mean, let's just get right down to it. I mean, let's just take a look at what is actually in our solar system. What is affecting our sun right now? Mm. There's a massive stellar core there, a remnant of a star. It's not planet Nibiru. It's what we refer to as, you know, this planet X, but it's not a planet. It's a large core of a star.
Yeah, and people can't grasp that yet, y'all.
Yeah, I know. It's very difficult for them to understand.
Dr. Albers, last time you were on, I was inundated, with emails, people asking what is a stellar core. But before we get there, so can we look at this, the fact that we have iron? Now, as I'm sitting here, iron has one of the strongest reactions to magnetic poles. It can be magnetized. Yeah. What are we trying to do here? Are we trying to artificially enhance the magnetic field?
Well,
I don't think so. I think, first of all, if you have iron in the atmosphere, it's immediately going to turn into rust. It will combine with oxygen, so it will turn into iron oxide.
Are now? Oh, interesting.
I mean, where else besides Earth?
Where have I heard that before?
I mean, where else besides Earth do you find iron?
Yeah.
Titanium. When was the last time that you heard about the metal titanium?
What the hell is that doing in the air to begin with?
Well, I mean, again,
it's a catalyst.
You have to understand something.
Now, there we go.
There's a.
They
I
use
told you I was
it as
going to
a
be in the front
catalyst
row of your
for certain-
class. Okay, go ahead. What's that?
There's a high possibility that the iron could possibly be being produced by the interaction with this stellar core object in the sun.
Yeah.
We know that we get hit with the solar wind. We know those are particles. If you have a core of a star that may possibly have a composition of iron somewhere within it, during these solar winds, well, what other additive do you think is going to be encompassed in that solar wind? Iron particles. So it's just a theory, but let's be honest here. When was the last time that you ever heard about iron and titanium in your air and at pretty noticeable amounts?
Yeah.
So
it's a catalyst.
There's a lot of hardcore evidence out there. But again, it's very hard for people to grasp.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I do this 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So does Dr. Albers. We have our hands in everything, and we're no dummies. We're two highly educated individuals, and we make a fabulous team digging into everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's sometimes it could be very mind-boggling and alarming. But like I tell everybody, you don't have time to be scared. You have to be prepared. And I'm not talking like, the preppers go living off the grid, but I mean preparing your mind. And, one of the other sayings that I have for all of my people is knowledge is power. The more knowledge you have, the more powerful you are going to be as an individual, the better understanding that you're going to have when a crisis occurs.
Yeah.
And I think they're all grasping that, and that is the truth.